The forests of Southeast Asia have shaped the cultures and livelihoods of peoples in the region and have been shaped by the pattern of human activity within the region and beyond. Covering about 213 million hectares of land across 10 states of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, the region's forests consist of a variety of types and include the oldest tropical rainforests on Earth. 20% of the world's plant and animal species, many of them endemic to the region, are found in these forests. More than 1.6 billion people in the ASEAN region depend on forests for food, fuel, fiber, medicine, livestock grazing areas, and other necessities. Whether they realize it or not, many more people in the region and around the globe depend on these forests for the vital ecosystem services they perform, including watershed protection, soil erosion control, and climate regulation. The contribution of forests to local livelihoods, national economies, and regional vitality is significant, though often undervalued and under-recognized. At least 350 million people live in or around forests and depend on them wholly or partially for income and subsistence. These include 60 million indigenous peoples who rely on forests not only for their livelihoods but also for their survival and identity as peoples. Over generations, many cultures have evolved practices for using and regenerating forests. Indeed, people's knowledge and their finely adapted local practices have proven to be a key to long-term sustainable forest management, or SFM. For nation-states, forest and forest-based industries are important contributors to economic development, providing employment, raw materials, and revenues. Finding appropriate strategies for forest management to simultaneously address local needs, national development imperatives, and environmental conservation is a challenge for ASEAN member states. This challenge is further complicated by a host of issues confronting the forest sector across the region. These include deforestation and forest degradation, from land conversion, over-harvesting, illegal logging and their associated trade, weak law enforcement and governance systems, coupled with systemic corruption, and lack of human resources, information, technical capacity and funds to effectively respond. The scale of these issues requires integrated and concerted action within and among states in the region. ASEAN countries have committed to establishing an ASEAN community by 2015. In line with this, a number of ASEAN forest cooperation initiatives are already under implementation.
Current efforts of ASEAN member states to collectively address common issues and challenges in forestry provides the foundation for future cooperation.
ASEAN has been working to strengthen SFM through a monitoring, assessment and reporting format with agreed criteria and indicators, reporting mechanism and capacity building support. ASEAN countries are also collaborating to improve forest law enforcement and governance. ASEAN heads of state adopted the ASEAN Declaration on Environmental Sustainability with a view to strengthening law enforcement and combating illegal logging and trade. These measures are meant to also address transboundary environmental concerns, including haze pollution. Likewise, ASEAN states have been collaborating to address trade in endangered species. ASEAN has established an ASEAN Wildlife Enforcement Network for knowledge sharing, capacity building, and public awareness. Forest cooperation initiatives are central to efforts to address the twin challenges of food insecurity and climate change vulnerability. These issues are addressed under the ASEAN Multisectoral Framework on Climate Change, Agriculture and Forestry towards Food Security. Initiatives to reverse deforestation and forest degradation are being implemented nationally and subnationally. These are enabling forest governance and policy reforms and new investments such as reducing emissions from Deforestation and Forest Degradation Plus, or REDD+. The support and participation of local people and forest stakeholders are essential to the success of these initiatives. The ASEAN Social Forestry Network, ASFN, facilitates the sharing of knowledge, information and capacities to enable people's participation in forest management and decision-making.
ASEAN terkenal memiliki keanekaragaman hayati terbaik di dunia. Oleh karena itu perlu kerjasama yang erat antar negara-negara ASEAN agar hutan kita, lingkungan kita tetap lestari. Semua ini juga bisa berjalan dengan baik kalau kawasan hutan kita ini memberikan manfaat kepada publik, kepada masyarakat kita se-ASEAN ini. 3 fungsi mesti kita jaga. Fungsi ekonomi, fungsi sosial, dan yang 3 adalah fungsi lingkungan.
Now, achieving the goal of ASEAN community building and meeting the targets of the Millennium Development Goal will require enhanced cooperation and strong partnership with dialogue partners and development partners. Now, strengthening social forestry through enhanced support for ASEAN Social Forestry Network as a backbone of regional forestry cooperation will be a priority and key agenda for people-centered ASEAN of the future.